Hello, Dave. Welcome. Just starting out. Setting up. Okay, I'm gonna go this way. Hello, welcome. Who wants to hang out with me? Hello, Linda. I'm just setting up. Just getting started. I'm getting some glue for my collage. I'm so excited. I'm gonna finish this week. Then I'm meeting with the studio. So many things happening right now. Too many things happening. Who wants to join me in my studio? Remove this. What's up? What's up, everybody? Everybody. Hello. Welcome. Hello. I'm working on, just got my problem with my nail. I'm working on my first solo exhibit. This is quite exciting. I'll be presenting this in May in Canada. This is the first time that I'm using a collage combined with paintings. And also I'll have stories that will come with the paintings. So it will be very different from what I've done in the past. I wanted to be able to express myself using both writing and painting because this is what I like to do as an artist. And I got this dictionary for free, and I thought it was the perfect element to add to my collage, to my art. I have 10 canvases to make, and this is number 10, so I'm almost done. They are all 16 by 20, and this is just a background, so there will be painting on top of this. And I do abstract work, so it will be an abstract piece on top of it. So I'm live from Canada. It is spring break here, and my husband just went ice skating with the kids. So I get my time in the studio. I'll move this because I can't see if you guys are writing questions. I can answer questions if you have them. Oh, thanks for the hearts. So if you'd like to help me get more people in here, you can tap the screen so it shows hearts. Oh, sorry. I've been working on these canvases for a month now, I think. I'm very, I'm still liking it, but I'm very glad that I'm coming to an end because I have so many more steps before my first solo exhibit. I have so many other things that I need to plan and work on that this is like a huge step that will be completed, so I will feel a little lighter. It is quite an ambitious project, and I've had other artists tell me that it was not possible, but I know the way that I work. I know that I am in general very productive, and I know I can get a lot done, so I just said, watch me. But now I'm a little nervous sometimes. Not every day, but sometimes I'm like, whoa, maybe they were right, maybe that's too much. The hardest thing for me is writing the short stories, but I think I found a way to unblock that writer's block that I had. So I just start on a piece of paper, it just seems less intimidating, and I just draft like a very first bad draft, and then when I type it back on the screen, I feel like other ideas pop up naturally in my mind, and then I just need to work and work and work to make it better, but at least I got started, and otherwise it would just be an empty white page. I'm using like a very thick cardboard that is covered with kind of canvas material. So it looks like a canvas, but it's a little bit cheaper. And then I prop it up with this lid so that I can go all the way back and cover the side completely. So it's all nice. So I'm from Canada, I'm an author, I've been published since 2013. I've been writing all genres, I like nonfiction and fiction, so I have for younger kids, for young adults, I also have for adults. I'm just not very strategic with what I'm writing because I just write whatever story. How can I explain this? Okay, so I get a lot of ideas at once, but I always have one of the ideas that is nagging more. So I don't know if it's a good way to explain it, but once, let's say I start writing, I decide on a project. So I start writing this one and I know exactly what is the next project that I want to work on, simply because it always pops back up in my mind. So then I'll be like, okay, so next time I'll be more strategic with the topic, but then I get another idea that keeps bugging me. So that's why I self-published so many, like random, I'd say. So I'm just experimenting with whatever ideas I have in my mind, which is not a good business decision, but it's an artistic decision. Maybe one day I'll be able to be more strategic about what I decide to work on. But for now, I just accepted that I'm going with whatever calls my heart. What is here? Okay. Let me know if you have questions. I'm so glad so many of you are here to share this studio vlog. This has helped me also show up more consistently in the studio because I'm always very happy to have some of you guys show up. And you can ask questions if you have some. So this is my very first solo exhibit. So since I'm an author, it just made sense to include little words, so dictionary pages, as a background. So I tear all these little pieces. So I've been tearing so many pages. Oh, thanks for following me. Snail Girl, hi. How do you clean dry the brush after you use it? I just rinse it in water, and since it's like this part will mostly be dry, so just like gooey, so I put it in the garbage, but most of it is just water, with water. So my first exhibit, and I've been working as a visual artist since 2019. I've been doing some shows, selling some... Oh, no problem, the budget. You can ask more questions if you have them. Yeah, I've been doing some shows and selling some, but I'm not a full-time artist. I don't make a living from my art as of today. I make a couple $100 each year. So it's clearly not enough to make a living, and I'll probably spend way more than a couple $100 doing what I do. So right now, this is really not making business sense, but it's fun. So I'm lucky to be able to spend some time doing this. In 2026, I decided to create a project that would combine both of my processes, so writing and painting. I'm just very excited about this idea of having a collage as the background. I think it's very fun. I think it helps bring it all together, adds some layers to my work. So I'm having a blast creating these. I just ordered the frames, so I'm getting ready slowly but surely for this exhibit. I just wrote to the location to make sure like I can go visit and plan in my head like where I'm gonna hang everything, and discuss with them like for all the technical things. I want to do a speech, talk about my art. So I need to prepare a speech, but it's not what I'm doing right now. Later. It's gonna come later. If you're curious, I have a link in my bio so you can find all the books that I have in English. I write in French, but some of my books have been translated to English, so you can go check it out. I'm using this glue. Thanks for the little hearts. I need them to have more people to see my work, so you tap on the screen. That helps bring more people here. My motto for this year is visibility creates opportunity. And so I'll see if my motto works. I can update you at the end of the year if that has worked for me. So if I'm manifesting with you, I'd like to manifest international exhibits. I'd like to manifest international galleries or even local galleries. I'm just starting out looking for representation. I'd like to be on TV. Why not? Go on the news or something, or have the media talk about what I'm making. What else am I manifesting with you guys today? I'd like this exhibit to be shown in other spaces also after I'm done in this space here locally. So if you know someone who would be interested, let me know. And once I'm done showing this work, I would like for some of the pieces to find a home. Yeah, so I think that's it. That's what I'm manifesting today with you guys. You could create some crafts like this using many different types of papers. You could also use different types of support. So instead of using a canvas, you could use like old boxes. So you could create like a jewelry box. You could cover a plate. Any decoration, a vase. So you can be creative with that. I think I would like to try this with pictures eventually, but like landscape pictures, because I love colors. My favorite color is like the gray in the sky when it's about to rain. So I like to use landscape pictures to create a collage like this. Yes, the glue. Beach grandmother. This is the glue Liquitex. I have a link in my bio. You can get it on Amazon. You could use Mod Podge if you'd like also. Just depends like how long you want this to work. Because this one has UV finish. And since I'm manifesting an art career, and like these will go for auction in 20 years. Because by then I'll be a renowned artist. So I need this UV protection for my work, so that it lasts longer. I feel I've discovered that for me as an artist, to be able to keep going, I need to keep alive that delusional part of myself where I dream big. Can you show it one more time so I can screen snap it? Get ready. Here. They have different gloss also, so if you like, I think they have like a matte finish and a super gloss. And this one is the medium, depending on what you're looking for. So I'm in my home studio right now in Quebec, the province of Canada. Hold on, I'm gonna try something. I've been working on this project. I started before Christmas. So the basis of this project is a partner, so a kind of business partner, if I could say. And so he's the host for the show, and it's a residence for older people. And so I met with 10 people, and then I asked them about their life stories, and I'll be rating 10 short stories based on their testimonials. And then I have the paintings that go along with the testimonials. So they're going to be fictional stories. They're not factual stories, but I'm using the elements that I want to from what they said. So it's fun. It all ties into this location where I'll be showing the paintings. And I always find it very interesting to meet older people. So they were at least 70 years old. The oldest woman was 92. And I like to ask them about how they view our society today. And I also like to ask them like if they have any regrets, just because I feel it's important to me to not mess up my life. And I feel like older people have a lot of wisdom to share. So I always feel it's a good conversation to have. So those interviews were really fun. And now I'm gluing on Canva number 10. So I have 10 of those to make. You can follow me if you want to see whatever happens next, because I'm going to be painting on top. Let me show you an example. So this is an example of what will go on top. This is called pouring. The method I'm using is pour painting. I really like this here. Yeah, these were just examples of what I was working on. So I bought like a whole new set of paints to create those. And since I'm an abstract, what I really like about the abstract is working with the colors and the movements. So since it goes with the story, how can I explain this? Okay, so I want each of the paintings to represent the story in an abstract way. So you would get the feeling of this when you read the story, the main feeling that you'd feel. I want the painting to make you feel that too, using specific colors and movement. And it's funny because this morning I was reading an article where they say that, "Oh girl, I got stories for you, beach grandmother. Yeah, share your wisdom for us, please." Oh, that's funny. Yeah, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. I thought it was really funny. What kind of glue are you using? Yes, let me show you if you want to take a print screen. I'm using this one because it has a protection against yellowing. So that's why I'm using this. I have a link in my bio also if you want to go. Okay, yeah, using the colors to represent the story. Yeah, I was reading an article where they say that if you say words like boo boo boo, I'm not sure like what the fake word was, you would pick the image that has like a circles, whereas if you hear ki 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 ki, you would pick the image that has like pointy image, and they tried it with chicks, little baby chicken, and even the chicken would walk next to the picture. If they heard ba 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 ba, they would go towards the picture with the round edges. So that's how I use movement to link with emotion, because I feel like, for example, anger would have the pointy edges and stuff like that. So I use colors and kind of vibration, so the movement, to get to that emotion. Let me know if you have questions. I'm from Canada. I'm in my home studio today. I go live almost every day. I've been working on these 10 canvases for the past month. It takes, I estimated it takes about 10 hours per canvas, but maybe it's a little faster, or I got faster as I got more experience. But this is number 10, so I'm almost done, and then I'll be moving on to the paints, which I think will be very interesting too. Just a different vibe, because this is more of a relaxing vibe. So I prepped these little pieces of dictionary. You can see all hand torn, and I always look at both sides, trying to pick the side that has the most ink on it. So I would be using this side and not this side. So yeah, that's crazy to be looking at all these little pieces. And once I'm done with this last canvas, I want to take a picture. I'll line them all up on the floor just to see like the sheer amount of little pieces of paper are on the floor. So if you just like zoom in, I even made like these on paper just to practice. So I have I made so many little pieces of paper. It's crazy. So I'm using a cardboard. It's very thick and it's covered with a canvas-like material. And then once I frame them, you won't be able to tell that it's a cardboard. It's my way to save a little bit since I'm financing the whole thing. And I'm hoping that this first solo exhibit will be the start, well, not the start of my career because I've already started, but I've been doing smaller projects like collective exhibits. I've been selling a little bit, but not a lot. I'm just building my career. And also I have a day job. So it's always hard to combine all these things. Let me know if you have questions. I'm here to chat. So I'm very grateful that you're here with me in my studio. This has been very motivating for me. Just thinking that some people will be there. My motto in 2026 is visibility creates opportunity. So this is what I'm trying to show myself, show up more. I just started doing live this year. And I also have a YouTube channel trying to speak more about my work. So what is my main topic of interest that I'm exploring is the human experience, what it's like to be human on this earth right now. I like to get to know other people, know what they experience, how they see the world. When, like, I'm always very curious, like when someone says something, like I have this opinion, okay, this is a fact. And I'm like, oh yeah, where did you get that idea and why do you think like that? I'd like to know more. that's part of what I'm interested in as an artist. I even wrote a trilogy about aliens coming to Earth and becoming humans themselves, like pretending to be humans. And so I explored different things like alcoholism, unwanted pregnancies, diseases, going back to school, different things that humans have to go through during their lifetime. So that's something that's really of interesting to me. The show will be live also, so it's in May. If you follow me, you'll get an invitation. I'm not really sure how that works, but I get to create some kind of invitation on TikTok. So follow me if you are interested in being live. I'll probably ask my daughter to be holding the phone. And I have a lot of hope for that night. I'm hoping that the media will come. Oh, this can be annoying when sometimes I get like a really nice peel, but sometimes it's just like the little pieces that are bugging me. Okay, let me move here. So I tear all these little pieces of dictionary. I'm gonna add more glue. So this is a lid from another bottle. So see how big this bottle is? It's my second bottle I'm using. So I'm halfway done with this bottle. Once I'm done with this specific project, I have so many, I have too many other ideas, but there is a specific book that I'd like to finally publish because I've been working on it for way too long. So that's probably going to be my next project. It's a urban fantasy for young adults. I like witches. I like to think about what I would do if I had superpowers. So that's one of the things that I like to write about, is my second urban fantasy book. So that's the next thing I want to work on. And also I'm studying right now at university in literature. So I have too many things going on. I also need to plan my next trip. I'm going backpacking with my father. We are going to Chile. It's my first time in South America. And I didn't even know that, but Easter Island is part of Chile. So we're gonna be flying there also. So we're going to Santiago and then Easter Island, which I never thought I'd make it there because it's so far away from where I live in Canada. So yeah, I make my life too exciting, so I have too many things to plan. I just sent a registration to go to a retreat, a writer's retreat. It will be so awesome. Like when the stars align, you know, you just have to do it. Because I've been thinking about going on a retreat for a long time, but it's always too expensive. And right now, it was like the right topic, the right location, the right dates. Everything was so right. I just accept the price, but you know. I just had to register. I'm sorry if you ask questions and I missed it. I do try to look up and keep an eye on the chat, but sometimes I just get in the zone and I forget to look up. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm almost halfway done with this. It's awesome. Aurélie, way! Did I say this right? With the right emotion? Yep. So for those who just joined, I'm Josiane, I'm from Canada. This is my first solo exhibit I'm working on, so I'm very excited. I'm blending my what I'm doing as an author and what I've been doing as a visual artist. I was looking for a way to express myself more fully by combining both of those. So I'll have 10 short stories and 10 canvases. And then let me show you what I'm doing. So this is the background, and this is an example, just experimenting with different colors. So I really like these little sections here. And what I do is I call it free flowing. So kind of say that those are monsters. Sometimes they look more like actual monsters, but I like when they have like antennas and little, like here there's a little hole where you can see through. So I like to have it that way. I don't want it to be I want it organic. Yeah, that's how I want to say it. I like that people can look at it and come up with their own interpretation of what they see. So I have like previous work here, if you'd like to see. Like this actually looks like a mermaid to me because it has a tail and then that's her body in darker green and her hand is extended like that. And then here I feel like it looks like a wolf. I don't know if you can see with the reflection because it has, I think it's framed on a glass, behind a glass. I feel like it's a wolf howling at the moon with wings. And here I have like one of my canvases that I'm done with. There's so many little pieces that I've glued. So this is number 10. If I could manifest something, it would be that I would sell all of those, but I think it's a little bit too crazy for it to sell. I don't think it's like a product that people will want to buy, but I don't know, maybe like as a more unique piece. Because it's definitely not what we're used to see as paintings in home sense. No, there's a little hair stuck in here. Okay, got it. So glad you guys are here. If you'd like to see my next live, make sure that you follow. It's easier for me to show up on your feed. So when I start making the paintings, you'll be able to see them live. And you'll also be able to see my exhibit live, because I'm gonna ask my daughter to be filming on my big night. Let me know if you have questions. I think it takes, I thought it took maybe 10 hours to create them, but maybe it's more around 6. Because since I've been going live for all the gluing, then that's what I think it takes. Just going from like the amount of time I've gone live, probably more around 6. Including the time it takes to create the little pieces of paper. So a lot of you guys are watching. What do you think? Is this relaxing? I often get that comment that this is relaxing. Thanks for sending me little hearts. Helps me with the algorithm. And since I'm trying to get my work out there, this is a good way to support my career. I'm in Canada. I'm in the province of Quebec. My first language is French. I've learned English and Spanish, and I'm learning German right now. I've been a published author since 2013. I have a link in my bio if you want to see my books in English, because I write in French, but some of my books have been translated. I just managed to set up this small corner in a small room, set up a studio. And this is so important to have. It makes it more feasible when you have this little room dedicated, like at least a little space dedicated to what you're making. And then I get to, oh, you can't see what I'm making. I get to just shut the door and get some me time. So these little pieces of paper come from a dictionary. You could, if you want to make something similar, you could use any book, any type of paper. You could use junk mail. You could use Christmas wrappers, old wrappers, all the chocolate wrappers that you have. What else? I said junk mail. I would love to try using National Geographic pictures. And what I think is not often done in the collage is, I think in collage you often go with shapes, but I'm more going with the texture, if I can say that way. So this is just a background, so there'll be a painting on top. And I try to pick whatever side has the most ink on it. So this one you can see has more white. And then I specifically glue it this way so the space is on the outside. So when I go with another one on, then I'll glue it on top of this white space creates this visual tension where everything is filled. So I really like my studio time because it's very different from like a typical day where you try to be productive. This is tedious work, just one piece at a time. I just get to be present. And just, I don't think about what's next, or what's the most efficient way to glue those, or I'm just making peace with the process. So this has helped me, at the same time it's helping me grow as a person, trying to let go of productivity and control, because the painting that will go on top, I cannot control 100% of it. I control the colors, but I don't control if it's like which way the colors are gonna go. So it's a way for me to let go of that control. Can you see? Yeah. Let me know if you have questions. I'm willing to interact with you guys. Glorian, thanks for following me. So if you guys follow me, you'll have a better chance at seeing my next live. I go live every day, but I'm almost done with the collage part. I'll be moving on to the paintings. So the pour paintings are a little bit more chaotic. I think they have a different vibe. This one is more relaxing and zen, but the pouring, they're more messy. So I use this little Tupperware type of container to prep my little paper. Once I'm done, I think I'm gonna do a big batch of recycled paper. I've been wanting to try that. We did that in elementary school, and I've been wanting to revisit that process of recycling paper. And I would love to make natural dyes out of plants or vegetables and to dye my paper. And then I'll probably make art out of it, but I'm not sure yet what it's gonna be. I don't want to start too many projects, so I'm really focused on this. I'm going to be self-publishing a book combining all these 10 paintings with the 10 short stories. And in the book, I'm going to be using my own handwriting. So you can create your own handwriting as a font. So I'll be making a font, and this will be used in my book to make it even more personal. Can you see moving here? Okay. Belle, love your work. Do you have to seal when you are finished? If I were only doing this paper, I would not need to seal because this glue is a varnish at the same time, and I make sure that I varnish every single piece. But since I'm going to do a painting on top, yes, I will be using a spray varnish on top. And I think it will also be good to have the varnish on top just so that all the shine is all the same throughout. That's the glue I'm using for Cricut. Cricut the Westie. No problem, Belle. You can ask any question. My pleasure, Cricut. So I'm streaming from my home studio in Canada. So I had to make 10 canvases like this for my exhibit, and I'm on I'm on canvas number 10. So I'm almost done with this process. Could you show us a finished product? Yes. So this is a finished Canva, but it's not finished because it doesn't have the painting on it. But it's all covered, so it's 16 by 20 inches. And I have made some mock-ups on paper. So maybe I'll frame this one. That's my favorite out of all of them. So you can kind of imagine what it will look like. So if you want to see others, I have this one. I have this one. And this one, I really like this part here. So, yeah. Thanks, Belle. So if you'd like to be live for I'm not sure if okay. For when I do the paintings, make sure you subscribe, you follow my profile. Yeah, hopefully you could use Mod Podge if you'd like. I'm using a professional glue, this one. So it's more expensive, but it has UV protection, so it doesn't go yellow. It depends like what your collage is for. Just trying to get as much as I can before I close for the day. There. So yeah, this is my little studio space. So my glue, some framed work that I've done, previous work that I've done. And then I got books that have been translated to English. So if you want to look at them, I have a link in my bio. This one is for those who like journaling and introspection. This affirmations for women. So I read a lot of nonfiction. This here, New Witch in Town. It's a young adult urban fantasy. I also have a YouTube channel, so if you'd like to see all the recordings from these videos, you can access them there. And make sure you follow, because I'll be sharing like this whole journey. I'll be going live when I do the paintings. So this is where I'm at right now. So maybe half of it done. So that's the last canvas I'm working on. I need 10. Afterwards, I'll be doing the paintings, and I think it's going to be very fun to watch. I'll also add the recordings to YouTube. Ophelie, multitask creator, thank you. Yeah, I have too many interests and I want to try too many things, but I need to focus on some of them. And trying to build a career here in this as an artist. So this is my first like very creative type of thing, less commercial, less decorative. So I'm very excited to have my first solo exhibit. Yeah, that's what you get to see also if you are a follower, because you'll get probably some kind of pop-up. I'll be creating an event, so it's a free event, and you get to register so that you get a pop-up when it's live. I think it's going to be May 14th, so I'll be confirming the date with the location soon. So I'd like for all of you to be there at this live in May. So make sure you subscribe. Thanks for being here in my studio today. I'll be going live tomorrow. Bye.